You can do this, girl. You can do this. You're just a human, girl. You are just a human, and people care what you have to say. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to my little channel, the Monster Energy Drinks peeking out. I haven't had one in a while, but thought I might need one for the courage today. So I just got back from the coffee shop where I know it's crazy to have an energy drink and coffee in the same universe, but I go to this place called Sierra Coffee in Poblesec. I live in Barcelona, Spain, and it's just like literally down the street from me, and I love it so much. But the twink that works there, who I thought was my fellow girly because we're both queer, and we both kind of give each other the like, hello fellow queer, welcome to the universe. And he didn't tell me there was a rewards program. So I've been going there literally every day because I'm loyal. You see this? You see this? Once I find an establishment, here, look. Let me see if I can. This Poke Place Diagonal. I go there for dinner literally like almost every night. I'm a loyal motherfucker. And so this man didn't tell me there was a loyalty program. And this whole time I could have been getting literally like 10 like cool points every time that I spent €1. And so I was like, wow, that is crazy. Anyways, welcome to today's vlog. I am eventually gonna experiment with editing and doing effects and like not just shooting in one take. But right now, while I'm still a baby vlogger, I'm just gonna let things go where they go. Right now I'm wearing a Five Below t-shirt to support my sister. She works for them. And basically, I wanted to talk today about birthdays because tomorrow's my birthday. It's kind of crazy. I think I'm gonna post this as today's my birthday and then like actually post it on the day, filming a day in advance. Also, I'm sweating because I just walked up so many flights of stairs. That's what they don't tell you about Spain, is that there's literally like 7 flights of stairs in every building. And we live on floor 3 or 4 or something. And you'd think 4 flights of stairs, but there's floor 0. There's the main floor, then you get to primero, then segundo, then tercero, then blah, blah, blah. And so every day just going to get coffee is like a mammoth task for me. So I'm a sweaty McGee, I'm a sweaty Pearson. So yeah, so hello. It is my birthday. I'm officially old. By the time that you see this, I will be celebrating with my best friend, and we're doing all sorts of things. One of our mutual friends is arriving into town, and we're gonna go out to dinner. We're gonna probably go to Sagrada Familia. So if you're my stalker, I'll see you there. I'm just kidding, please don't do that. We're gonna probably go see a movie, go see a show, maybe go to a jazz bar. And we're just gonna celebrate the miracle that is me. And I'm really excited. I have a kind of, I guess, positive relationship with birthdays. I think that, funnily enough, when I was growing up, I thought birthdays were like the end of the world. I was like, I'm getting so old. I remember when I was 21 years old, 21, literally, can you imagine? I was like so sad when it was my birthday. I was living in Brooklyn at the time with one of my best friends, Mallory, and my mom and my godmother had come to visit super sweetly, like came to come stay with me. And my mom has just always made birthdays really special. Both of my parents have. And I remember I felt so sad the whole time. I was like, I'm 21, it's all downhill from here. Now, so many years later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that girl thought 21 was old. But that birthday was actually really fun. We like did all of the classic like New York touristy things because I was working on Wall Street at the time and Morgan Stanley, and I had really long work hours, so I never really got to like see New York proper. And whenever I did have days off or when it was like the weekend or something, I would just hop around Brooklyn because I was living in Prospect Park at the time. And so me and Mallory would just hang out, or I would hang out with my friends in Brooklyn, and I didn't really go into the like city unless I was going to work. So it was really nice during that period of my life, when my mom came to visit, my godmother came to visit, and shout out to my godmother. I think she has a YouTube channel, so as soon as I figure out what it is, I'm gonna tell you all to subscribe to it. But they made that really special. And when I was growing up, birthdays were like a whole affair. Like I used to go to this place called Malibu Grand Prix where you could like do little race cars. I would go to Dave and Buster's and invite all the girlies and the gays. I was like, welcome to Dave and Buster's. We're about to win some tickets. I always feel akin to Trixie Mattel in that way because I know that she loves Dave and Buster's and me and my family do too. And let's see, other birthdays I've had. Let's run through them, it'll be fun. So birthday 21, maybe we start with 18. 18, I turned 18 in South Africa. I was living in a rural village in Mpumalanga called Gothenburg, and all of my friends woke me up with Nutella cupcakes, and we spent the day just like celebrating. It was so sweet. I was really far away from home, so it was like my first birthday where I hadn't been with my parents, and I was working for a company called IDEO, and everyone was just so nice, so supportive. It was a wonderful birthday. Birthday 19, where was I when I was 19? So that following summer, I turned 18 and then, oh, no. 18 was actually, I was in Atlanta and I was working for Bank of America. I was working for Bank of America / the United Way, working for the homelessness prevention division. There was actually such a cool, like, I think that Bank of America is kind of like an evil company. Sorry, Bank of America, but you know what you did. But they actually do really cool philanthropic initiatives where they do like job training and give clothes and shelters and books and like all sorts of things to the homeless shelters in the Atlanta area. Especially their partnerships with the United Way, which does a lot of great work. So that was 18. 19 was South Africa. 20, the first time was Bronxville. I was living in Westchester with my auntie, and that was so much fun. We celebrated the day together. And then 21 was Brooklyn. 22, oh my gosh, it's so hard to remember. I was probably on Dartmouth's campus. I think that me and my friend Jackie had like a birthday dinner at Pine or something. 23, I was at the Iowa Writers Workshop, so Amber Dermont and my class took me out to dinner. 24, was I in New York yet? 24, I feel like was also Dartmouth. Oh, that's right, 24, I think was with the Yali Fellows. So I worked for this art organization called the Young African Leaders Initiative, which is so cool. I've met some of my best lifelong friends through there, like Tuli Malila. If you see this, Tuli, I love you. It's so unfair. We were supposed to get this fellowship to go work in Namibia together, and then COVID happened. I mean, obviously, I'm glad we took the precautions, but I just think cruel fate. We could have had our bestie summer. But obviously, you know, taking the precautions is so much more important than our time together, though I will get to Namibia at some point soon. So Tuli, mark my words, I'm going to come visit. So yes, 24 was with the Yali Fellows, and we had such an amazing time. I might be like delayed off a year because that might have been 23, but you know, this old noggin doesn't work. And it was really cool because they had this exchange program with the Tuck Business School at Dartmouth where basically they do like a 6-week MBA program. And I was like one of the communications coordinators for the program through this place I worked for called the Dickey Center. And it was just so nice. I got to celebrate with all of them. I think we went to this like business tour of the Timberland factory, or maybe it was Ben and Jerry's, or maybe it was both. We were doing like business site visits that day, so that was really fun. And then 25 was my dangerous birthday where I got alcohol poisoning, which was really scary. And that's after I stopped drinking. It was such a like embarrassing birthday. My bestie at the time, who lifelong friend, her name is Jackie, she's such a sweetheart, threw me this really incredible birthday party. And I got so excited that I drank a whole lot and don't really remember much of that birthday, but I just remember being very sick for like days and days and days and days and days afterwards. And then, yeah, I haven't really like drinking that often since then. So like maybe that came into my life for a reason. 26, I was celebrating with my family in Florida. 27 and 28, I was in Raleigh, North Carolina. Oh no, I actually came home to visit my parents. I was with my friends from grad school, and then we like came home to my parents' house and did like a birthday weekend thing. That was actually so much fun. And then 29, I think it was also with my parents. And you know what? I'm gonna stop counting because I'm revealing how old I am. I'm 25 still. No, I'm just kidding. I'm old, sorry. But yeah, so then my birthdays have always been really positive experiences as a kid. Lots of like, you know, big parties with my friends. So I've always kind of thought of birthdays as like a nice time. I mean, I have like kind of like a good situation with my birthday because it's in the summer. So like most people it's like you're off of school. So when I was growing up, it was like easy to throw birthday parties because if you're like a Cancer baby in July, you get to like, you know, everyone's on summer vacation. And then since I stayed in college for literally so long, and since I stayed in grad school for the years after that, I've kind of always been on that schedule. So like whoever my friend group was, they were also on the same schedule. Now as I get older, it's going to be more difficult because we all have jobs and, you know, people are getting married and having children. Not me. But I'm happy for people who choose that life. I wish you all the best. No one wants to marry me, so that's why. But eventually one day, maybe I will also join your club. But now it gets much more complicated with like scheduling and all those kind of things, which is such like a weird adult thing to say, be like, oh my gosh, I've got to schedule my friends. I've got to get my planner. Maybe one day I'll have an assistant who will help me with that. So it's my birthday. Love birthdays. Birthdays are great. I would love to know your relationship with birthdays. Do you like your birthday? Do you feel excited? Do you feel flirtatious, thriving when it's your birthday? I should show you a sip of my coffee because I feel like I'm about to pass out. It's so weird to see someone sip coffee. Ew, it's so weird. So I was gonna do like a part 2 expanding on yesterday. Oh my gosh, whoa, feeling that caffeine just like soar through my veins. I'm also sweating like crazy. Girls, we're really in the trenches with these vlogs. If you're sticking by me, just know I love you. And thank you everyone for the really kind comments yesterday. That was so nice. And I'm gonna try to respond to people's messages today because people were just so sweet and thoughtful. Okay, let's see. So yesterday I was talking about how I feel like I'm not living up to my potential. And I always feel complicated when I talk about things like that because I don't want to ever come off as like not grateful for the amazing life that I've had. Like I've been really incredibly lucky and very privileged to get to like do a lot of the things that I've done, to have the educational network that I do that has allowed me a lot of like job opportunities to travel the world and all these things. But I often find, especially financially, that I feel like this kind of disappointment with myself that I haven't planned better or budgeted better. I've read so many books about finances and what causes people to be self-sabotaging financially. And I definitely fall into a lot of those things. I think that because I grew up during the Great Recession of like the 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that banking collapse that happened, the housing bubble, because people were writing subprime mortgages to people who couldn't afford them. Then there was the huge housing crisis and the economy tanked. Like you've seen The Big Short. That impacted my family really directly. And also I started working I've been working since I was little. I started working when I was 13 as a busboy at the Italian restaurant in my town. And as far as I can remember, since I was like 12, 13, I've always had a job mowing lawns. I was working in restaurants. I was working for different school offices for my church. Like I was just always doing stuff. And I think that I have a few thoughts about money. Like one, because I don't come from money. I don't come from a background of wealth. I've always felt scarcity. It felt like a serious scarcity mindset when it comes to finances. Like I always feel like whatever money that comes in, I have to spend it right away because I never know when money's going to come in again. And then also going to school with people who were so wealthy and like born wealthy, it really made me feel this feeling of like, wow, like no matter how hard I work, I'll never make that kind of money. Like the kind of money that these people were born with, were the kind of money that they had, like the moment they came out of the womb, they had entire trusts dedicated to like their livelihood. And I have, on the contrary, like tons of student debts, and as their coffers increase exponentially with compound interest, I increase exponentially the opposite way with like medical debts I'm struggling to pay off, with student loan debts I'm struggling to pay off, with credit card debts I'm struggling to pay off. And then on top of that, having the scarcity mindset where it's hard for me to justify saving or investing. And I've tried to get better at it. Like I've tried to start putting away like tiny little bits of money, just practicing some of the things that I've heard on YouTube and vlogs and different investing things, trying to, just put tiny bits of money like in Robinhood and things like that to practice saving for the long term. But it is hard for me, and I think that I also sometimes make reckless financial decisions, like moving to Barcelona when I can't afford it. But YOLO. I saw this really funny TikTok that my roommate sent me, where the guy's like trying to convince his friends to go to Berlin. He's like, we're only gonna be 28 once. And I was like, oh my God, I feel clocked. But yeah, so I think that when I talk and continue, I need to move this Advil bottle. It's literally gonna give me anxiety. I think it's a few things. It's what I talked about in yesterday's video, where I want to figure out what my medium is and how to commit more regularly to my writing. And then it's also, I want to figure out my attachment style with dating and figure out how to date healthily and find a partner who I feel like I can really build with and who wants the same things out of life as me and wants the same pace of life as me, and that I want the same pace of life as them, and that we compromise and build and construct a life together. So it's those things, but then it's also finding a financial reality where I feel like I'm being responsible and saving for the future. But it's also really hard to save for the future when you feel like the future might not happen. I mean, the more I learn about like climate catastrophe and ecological collapse, like the more I kind of get this feeling of like, oh, I might as well enjoy my life in these next few years before everything goes south, even though it's already going south in many places. And there's also just, that's such a like weird privileged mindset to have. I don't even like that I said that. But I just feel this like feeling of constant anxiety around money, like that there's never enough. I'm never, like, no matter how hard I work, that I'm not making enough. And I am in the process of building this company with my best friend, and so I know that over time it's gonna like yield more money, and I feel totally good about that. But I more so mean with the things that are like outside of that, like with my writing, with making vlogs, with putting videos out that can be monetized and can support me. I feel like I'm not consistently taking the steps to do what I need to do to like have financial freedom and financial abundance. And one of the things I also do, even though I can't afford it, is I give to different charity organizations and mutual aid. And I want to be able to do that more frequently. Like I have a recurring like family that I support where I give them a monthly amount, even though I still have like all these loans and debts that I haven't paid off myself. But it's really important to me. I feel like it's like, if I'm gonna like do things like allow myself to go have a summer in Spain, I can like also give to mutual aid. And I want to be able to like do more of that. Like I want to be able to give more money directly to people who really need it. And in order to do that, I have to make more money. And so I think this year I'm also just really want to call in like more financial abundance and allow myself to do the things daily that I need to do to make that happen. Yeah, so that's something that I'm really excited about. One thing that's really cool is I'm about to hit the qualifications for, actually, I'm going to keep that private. I was going to tell you guys something really cool, but I realized that I want to keep that private and just for me, so I'm going to pull back and not share that. Let's see, what else is going on? So with the potential thing, those are the kind of main things. At the same time, there's other ways that I feel like I am really showing up for my life. I feel like I've really prioritized my family relationships and my friendships and working out any misconnects and disconnects that I've had in those relationships to build such strong foundational relationships that nurture me in so many ways. So I feel like with my parents and my sister and my brother-in-law and my best friends, I have such strong like lifelong relationships with my mentors, with my teachers, with my writing peers. I feel like I have these really steady, stable relationships. And I know that I see a lot of people who prioritize their career and prioritize money talk about how relationships is the one aspect that they didn't really prioritize. And so I also want to be fair to myself in that I have been prioritizing certain aspects of my life, like relationships, the people in my life, my friends, my family, making sure that I spend time with them and continue to deepen our connections. I've also been really I think this summer is pretty indicative of that, but trying to prioritize falling in love with life and exploring and learning. I've been studying Spanish, I've been traveling in Spain, I've been allowing myself to explore the world. Earlier this year, you probably know I was living in Mexico City, and then I'm about to embark on a 100-day voyage around the world through this program where I will be a care companion for my my former boss at this place that I used to work at, for her child through his educational journey, which I'm really excited about. And this program is going to allow us to travel to so many amazing countries. I mean, we're going to, let's see if I can remember them all. We're going to Thailand, Malaysia, Ghana, Spain, Germany. I'll come back to Spain, to La Coruna. And then where else are we going? South Africa. I already said Thailand. There's 10, I can't remember. Kenya, we're going to Kenya as well. And then if for some reason those countries don't work out or we're not able to port in those cities, we have 10 diversion ports, which is also really exciting. So I'm gearing up for yet another big travel adventure, which I'm really excited about and really grateful to be doing. Also feel really nervous because I'm like, wow, that is a lot of time on a boat. But I'm gonna make it work. I don't know if I get seasick, but we're gonna find out, I guess. But I love the people that I'm going with, and it's an amazing opportunity, and I just feel grateful that it's crazy. Like, I can't even believe I'm lucky enough to get to do something like that. I feel really grateful. I often think about like my grandparents and my ancestors who had dreams of traveling, of seeing the world, and how their dreams are like still alive in me. I know that my grandmother, Gwendolyn, who passed away, when I was younger, she had a dream of visiting so many different countries, and when we would talk on the phone while I was in college, she would often share those dreams with me. And so in some ways, I feel like she's passed that torch. She always also had the dream of writing, and she loved reading, and she loved history, and I feel like she's really given those things to me in her passing. I once took this really incredible class in grad school called Sex and Death, and one of the first things we talked about in our death unit was we opened the class by sharing a person who passed away that had been really important to us and who had like a everlasting legacy on our lives. What an awesome opening exercise for the first time you're meeting like 30 new people in a class setting, because you instantly feel bonded to them, whether trauma bonded or not, because some of the stories were really intense. But I was able to share about my grandmother and how she had a really interesting relationship with death and genealogy and lineage, and would take me to graveyards really early in my life and teach me about our family history, and how she had such a passion for so much, for cooking, for teaching, for traveling, for learning. And she really instilled those things in me along with my parents and my mentors and my friends. And she was just an incredible woman. I don't know how I got on this topic. You know, sometimes you just start talking and you're like, how did I get here? So I'm at 23 minutes. Maybe I'll keep my 27-minute thing like my thing. I was thinking of doing something like the daily 30, but then I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this daily. Like, let's be real. Also, since I have company coming into town, or since I should say we do, because me and my roommate are hosting someone, I feel like I'm not going to be able to do this while they're here, because they're going to be sleeping right there. And that would be awkward if I was like, while they're sleeping, like, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I don't know, but maybe 27 minutes is my thing. So I talked about birthdays. I talked a little bit about my financial things that I want to work on. And let's see what else. My roommate is off at an exercise class right now, so I'm also conscious of the fact that I might only have a few more minutes alone in the apartment. And what happens when she walks in? Do I keep speaking? Do I stop speaking? There's also a little fly who keeps buzzing around me, because these little canopy doors just allow all sorts of critters from the outside, all sorts of bugs, and it's actually kind of crazy. Like, we've cleaned this apartment down. I mean, we also have a cleaning lady who cleans it down for us, and these little bugs still find their way in. It's crazy. They want to hang out with us, so I'm just like, come on in, fly. Yeah, what else do I want to tell you about? I feel like health-wise, like maybe I also want to, this upcoming year, just like take it more seriously. I feel like while I've been here, I've been like walking a lot. Like, I've been walking sometimes like 24,000 steps a day, which is like 6 or 8 miles or something. So I feel like in that way I've been exercising, but I want to like go back to the gym and start lifting weights. And not really for like aesthetic reasons. Like, I don't necessarily care if I'm aesthetically pleasing to people. I obviously, as I shared, have a fear of like people making fun of me for my appearance, just because that hurts and doesn't feel good and like triggers feelings from childhood. But I more so just like really am conscious of the way that energy is dwindling as I get older. And I want to do things and eat things and sleep in a way that allows me to, and like not drink and not smoke and not just do all the things that allow me to like feel active and present during my day, because I notice I get tired so much more easily as I get older. Also, my leg is like literally starting to fall asleep. That can't be good. So maybe 27 minutes is my exact amount before the legs give out, before they're like, goodbye, girl. Goodbye, girl. You thought you could do longer than 27 minutes? You're a flop. Let's see, what else? I love you guys, and I know that's like cliche to say, but throughout this journey, which I'm starting with the longer content, and throughout my channels, and throughout all the things I've put out on Substack, on Medium, I have been incredibly blessed to have, blessed feels also weird to say because I don't know the connotations of that, but I feel just a lot of gratitude because I have a lot of friends in the online space, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Substack, on Medium, on all the different things, who text me and call me and comment and send messages just encouraging me and supporting me. And I am so lucky. I'm so lucky, and I don't take that for granted. And I know that just how truly lucky I am to have that. And I hope to live up to that. And I hope to earn the privilege of your time, as Emma Thompson says in that movie Late Night. I hope to do things that actually really help you or comfort you or make you feel seen or heard, and that give you something. That's really what I hope to do. I hope to just give something to you that benefits you in some way, whether it's just, you know, winding down after a long day, whether it's on your lunch break, you just want something to watch to zone out, whether it's something that teaches you something or helps you feel more aligned on a certain aspect of your life, or mirrors something that you're also struggling with. I just want to be able to do whatever I can to be as honest as possible so that I can hopefully have a positive place in your life. And I just am so grateful for all of the support and love thus far. And yeah, I love you guys. I am thankful for you. And it's 27 minutes. So there we go. I'll see you soon. Bye.